Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on the very first Goosebumps book entitled Welcome to Dead House. But before getting into the story, let's see a few words about the front cover, shall we? So, that you have that huge house that is set in the dark. The sky is dark blue, and it's also dark, and the house seems to be overlooking, and it's so huge and like a mansion in a way. And it seems that the only light that seems to be in that front cover is coming from inside the house. That sort of orange light sort of pouring out, but it's like a gleam or something. It's very eerie and scary. And if you look closely at the front window on the right, you have that weird figure that is kind of, it seems to be sneering at us or something. And it reveals a lot about the book, if you ask me. And it's reflected by the title, Welcome to Dead House. Let's read the summary. Look alive. Amanda and Josh think the old house they have just moved into is weird, spooky, possibly haunted, and the town of Dark Falls is pretty strange too. But their parents don't believe them. You'll get used to it, they say. Go out and make some new friends. So Amanda and Josh do, but these new friends are not exactly what their parents had in mind, because they want to be friends forever. That book is my favorite Goosebumps book I've ever read, and there are a couple of reasons why. Number one is because it's the first one I've ever read. So when I first read that, I was getting into Goosebumps, and I thought that's pretty good, and I wanted some more because after the great impression it left on me, I couldn't just stop there. I had to read some others. I was actually amazed by how scary the story is, and I know that Goosebumps is generally aimed at kids, but I believe that this one is not suitable for kids under 13 or 12 years of age, and that's better because the characters in Goosebumps books are usually 12, 13, they're teenagers, so perhaps to identify themselves, easily with the main characters, they have to be about their age. Number two, the first person singular used in that book, right? I was used, and it's so well efficient in Goosebumps books to feel, part of the story, as in the main character's shoes, I would say. This is something I really love about Goosebumps books, and it allows us to really feel as the main character does. And it's so, it's like it being in a movie in a way, your own movie, and you cannot even control what's going to happen to you. You just have to go along. So that's great. And number three, the ghost story was awesome. And it reminded me about that great movie, Sinister, which is kind of the same thing with that, family sort of moving into that new house. And then you have those, ghost appearances in the movie. But I'm not going to say too much about Sinister because we're not talking about that. We're talking about Welcome to Dead House. And now I'm going to break down the book, alright? So it's about that family that moves into that new house in Dark Falls. Pretty nice name, by the way. And there, it seems that it's like those deserted towns, forsaken. And the only person they meet there is that real estate agent. And there's kind of a strange feeling that we may feel about him, as he's very, very, sort of a weird character who seems to be hiding something. And that's actually what the dog feels, as the first thing he does when he sees him is barking his head off at him. And he's like, whoa, this dog really hates me, right? And it kind of foreshadows what's going to happen throughout the book. And there you have a very, it's building up towards something huge, and I loved it. But let's say a few things about the main characters, alright? So, first of all, maybe let's start with the father. Actually, the reason why they're moving into that new house is because he inherited it from a distant uncle of his or something. He doesn't even remember anything about him. As a matter of fact, he never spoke to him. So that's kind of fishy, right? But hey, they decide to go there anyway. Then you have the kids. You have Amanda, the main character, and she's very sad because she's not gonna be seeing her friends in a while because now they live very far apart from one another. And but she's still, kind of holding up pretty well considering the circumstances. And then you have the whiny little brother, Josh. Spoiler alert: this is how younger brothers are usually in Goosebumps books. Yes. So when they arrive, as I said, the dog kind of goes crazy on the real estate agent. He's kind of snaps, right? And the little brother is a little bit like him because he doesn't want to set foot in the house, not even for a second, because he hates it and has his mind set on not going there. Even though his parents try to, make him change his mind, telling him, maybe you'll like it. Why don't you give it a chance? Yeah, it's the father who actually loves the house so freaking much that is a little bit disturbing considering that, what's going to happen throughout the book. But then it gets pretty interesting as the dog kind of runs away and they have to look for him. And this is where they meet those strange kids who are so. There's something I hated about these characters the minute I reach that part where they appear. They seem to be appearing kind of out of nowhere, and there's that very sickening feeling you kind of get from weird characters. But I'm not gonna spoil it too much. Then you have very scary scenes in a graveyard at some point that's actually gross, and so yeah, I wouldn't say that it's recommended for. It's not suitable for children, okay? Because it's way too dark. As a first Goosebump book, as the first one, it sets the vibe for the whole series, more or less, yeah. But then you have scary scenes as the Amanda is sleeping in a bedroom, and you have all these strange sounds at night that you usually have in an old house. And she hears those mysterious sounds, and it seems like the curtains are blown by the wind. So I think I told you more or less about the story. So like I said, I love that book so freaking much. It's one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, it's my favorite one. And I would give it a 9 out of 10. It was a very nice, very well written story. And I definitely would recommend it. So that's it for that review. And make sure to like and subscribe for more Goosebumps reviews so that you'll be notified whenever I do my next review. Alright guys, see you on the next episode, and if you haven't read that one yet, do me a favor, do it. You're gonna love it. Bye.